Okay. Um, there's been a couple of. Sorry if this chair is creaky, by the way. I'm gonna try not to move much. Um, but there's a couple of things that have come up so far as I'm posting these videos. A couple worries, a couple of things I'm shameful for, shameful about, I guess. And I just want to be open about them. And they don't always have answers, but I kind of just want to explore them. Um, I feel like in standing in front of a whiteboard and talking about a concept that I am passionate about and pressing the upload button, it, 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 it gives the impression that I think that I should be heard or that my voice is exceptional or extraordinary. And I'm kind of grappling with that feeling. Um, I think, especially coming from the many privileges that I have, of course, I've listed them in another video. Um, it feels, I feel like I want to listen far more than I speak, and I feel shame for speaking when marginalized voices aren't given the same light and grace as I'm given. But at the same time, I also feel like, that doesn't mean I shouldn't speak. And yeah, I guess videos will pop up of people speaking to a camera in a similar way. And it's a lot of white guys, and I'll feel shame being one of them. And I'm still exploring that. And like I have each individual experience I've been through isn't necessarily unique, but the combination of them are, and the way I've dealt with them are, and I am a unique individual. Everyone's unique, and we're all kind of the same, but everyone's unique, and and so I also I guess I want to clarify what I what I want to do and what I don't want to do with this channel. Um, that's one of the things I want to do. So I have a list. Another thing is I I feel like I don't want to do any cuts, and a lot of times I'll be like, oh, I'm taking too long explaining something, and I'll stop the video and then I'll redo it. But that feels partly inauthentic. So there's also the push and pull of, like, I don't want to make cuts. I want to show you the whole process, but I also don't want to waste anyone's time. Um, right, because I'm also trying not to consume content as much. I'm trying to be more intentional with my uh, when I'm using tools and when I'm watching things. I guess I want to be more intentional, and I would like people to intentionally watch my videos, and I hope they can be insightful in some kind of way. Like, I just don't want to waste people's time. Okay, but here's what I do and what I don't want to do on this channel. I want to explore myself and my ideas by writing things down and trying to present them to people. It helps me learn. I want to find community online. Of course, I'm also working on that in person, and I've found some lovely people, and I want to grow and be vulnerable as well in person. But I also would like to do that online. because I recognize how amazing this tool is, the internet. I want to use this as exposure therapy for myself, being vulnerable, especially with my fear with the internet. Like, I have many fears. I have a video on that. And here's where I think I do have some kind of unique experience, which many people have this unique experience, but I am a people pleaser. Obviously, I developed that out of necessity, out of survival. And I've learned how to disarm people. I've learned how to get people to like me. I've learned how to speak to people in ways that they like to be spoken to, or in ways that reach them. And now that I'm deconstructing that behavior and I'm finding who I am underneath that people-pleasing self and trying to express that self, I'm recognizing that even after doing that deconstruction, I can still use those tools in healthier ways. And so this kind of relates to how I was talking in another video about how I've been talking politics with my dad. And I think I can use these people-pleasing skills to find common ground and to speak to people in ways that reach them. And especially when it comes to politics, which is a very heated environment to be in. I think I know how to talk to at least the people that, I've surrounded myself with in ways that allows them to accept information that could be threatening to their worldview without having them shut down. And I think that's what I would like to do with this channel, right? Explain concepts that I'm passionate about in ways that I think could reach people. And of course it is different on the internet. Like, I don't know anyone that's viewing my channel, so it's kind of hard to, I guess, like, know anyone and use their experiences and talk to them in a way that they understand. But I guess there's a way to do that in a general sense. I'm obviously still exploring that. At times I'm going to want to entertain, of course. And I guess drawing back on that feeling of shame for speaking when marginalized voices aren't given the same stage as me. If I am talking about topics that, like, that talk about, like, marginalized issues, I would like to collaborate with people who have that perspective. And I don't want to do this in any kind of, like, white savior way. I'm not trying to save or rescue anyone. But if I am talking about something that might have getting a viewpoint of a marginalized person would be better than it coming from me. And yeah, and so those are the things that I think I would like to do with this channel. And then the things I don't want to do, it's getting dark out and my light's getting really low. And then the things I don't want to do, of course, is speaking without recognizing the privileges that I have. Speaking without accepting critique. I'm well aware that if I continue to do this, I'm going to say things that I'm going to later take back. And I very much welcome critique. And perhaps even if I'm presented with critique that really hits my core, my ego, maybe I will seem not so open to critique, but that's part of the process, and I would like to open up to that as well. I don't know what that would entail right now, but who knows, you know? Even if you say you're open to critique, you never know when something will really make you question yourself and your worldview, and make you sort of lock the gates. And yeah, there's really this guilt of wasting people's time. We're constantly consuming unintentionally, and I try my best to use the tools that I have with intention. I just made a video about tools and my worry of how tools can atrophy your mind. And some tools help you grow and some atrophy your mind and body. And I want people's experience with these videos to be one of growth and relatability rather than consumption, distraction. Yeah. And I don't know, I just feel like, there's so much just shame that I've been feeling when posting videos and recording the videos. I mean, I have roommates and I'm speaking low because I don't want them to hear me. Like, I mean, that has to do with just how I'm worried about how I'm being perceived, but I don't know. Why am I so embarrassed? Why am I speaking so low? I'm worried of people even seeing my videos, like people that I know seeing my videos. I'm wondering if I should change my name because it's my full name. I'm also realizing it's very hard to talk about. Like I'm trying to be vulnerable, but I'm recognizing it is really hard to be completely vulnerable. You know, I can't talk about exactly what's going on in my life because other people did not consent to their crap being put on the internet. And obviously the things going on in my life involve other people. So that's another worry of mine. And I guess a strange worry. This is just a small thing, but I'm kind of worried of, you know, people have long clips of me speaking now that they can feed into some AI, and now it could replicate my voice and my body and my face. So that's kind of scary. And two more things. One thing I'm going to make a video about later, a whole video about. But the other thing, I'm worried I will. Okay, no, these are both the same thing. These are basically going to be in the same video. So this is just I'll make a video about this later, but I'm worried that I'm going to adjust to the algorithm and adjust to the rewards of the number going up, right? Seeing which videos get more views, which ones people interact with more. I'm worried that I will start to specialize into one type of video instead of the multifaceted person that I am. I do consider myself to be like jack of all trades, master of none kind of situation. And the economic system that we live in right now very much rewards you to be the master in one thing rather than dipping your finger in all the buckets. But I'll get more into that in another video because that's a topic that's very interesting to me. Just talking about the way that we're educated, the way that all of our subjects are separate rather than integrated together when everything really does connect, but we separate all these subjects by a bell. Yeah, and I feel a lot of guilt when I try to master something and end up just kind of moving on to something else after a couple months. But I'm learning to love that. I'm learning to love the way that I learn and engage with things. But it's not very beneficial in this society. So, yeah, I think that's about everything that I'm worried about right now. And more things will definitely show up, but I just wanted to be clear about that. Because they're not all rational. Some of them are rational. I think the AI thing I am scared of that, and I think that makes sense. I don't want anyone to like scam my grandma with like a fucking AI voice of mine. Don't get any ideas. But yeah, some of them I don't think are that rational. But yeah, I'm working through it. Okay.